We're going to continue in our geometry unit, and in 10.3 we're going to talk about perimeter of a polygon, and a polygon is a many-sided shape, which is the distance around a geometric shape. We will talk about going around a circle. That has a different name, that is circumference, and that comes toward the end of the lesson. The units that we measure perimeter, the unit is the same as all of the sides. So if a shape is measured in centimeters, the perimeter is in centimeters. If a shape is measured in feet, then the perimeter is in feet. We usually use addition once in a while. When a shape allows, we can use a shortcut. So I will grab my calculator as I need to. For doing the arithmetic, it will usually be addition though. All right, although it's going to make the words at the top really too large to even read, I'm going to make this be a little larger so that we can see these pictures better. Oops. Move this out of our way and get just a little bit of space. Okay. It says, find the perimeter of the rectangle. Express the perimeter using the same unit of measure that appears on the given sides. All right, this is what I like to do. Perimeter is equal to, it is the sum of all the sides. That means I need 4 numbers added up. It is 20 centimeters plus 20 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 4 centimeters. And it does not matter what order you do that. I went these two 20s and then these two 4s. You might have started in one place and gone all the way around. Anyway, I've got my 4 numbers. I add them up, and that is 48, and it is measured in centimeters. Okay? It's that easy. Number 2. Find the perimeter of the parallelogram. A parallelogram is a 4-sided figure with opposite sides being parallel. A rectangle is a parallelogram, but not all parallelograms are rectangles. All right. Perimeter is equal to 16 centimeters. I'll go around this time, plus 10 centimeters, plus 16 centimeters, plus 10 centimeters. The perimeter is, I simply add those numbers up and I get 52, and they're all centimeters, so the measurement is in centimeters. Find the perimeter of the rectangle. Express the perimeter using the same units of measure. The only thing that's different about this one is that 2 of the sides don't have numbers, but they are implied to be the same as their parallel partner. So this is 6 yards and this is 8 yards. All right, so perimeter is 6 yards plus 6 yards plus 8 yards plus 8 yards. And when I add all those up, I get 28, yards. Now, some of you may be remembering about rectangles that there was an old formula. It is 2 lengths plus 2 widths. And that's fine. It's a specialized formula. That's 2. And it doesn't matter which one is length and width. Most people think of the length as being the long one. So I'll put 8 yards and 2 of the widths, which is 6 yards. And that gives us 16 yards plus 12 yards. And I still get 28 yards. So if you remember this special formula and you want to use it, that is absolutely fine. Number 4, find the perimeter of the square. All right, now this is a square. So that means that it is 170 inches on all four sides. So I could say the perimeter is 170 inches plus 170 inches plus 170 inches plus 170 inches. If I add those up, I get 680 inches, and that's my answer. You might remember that this is, because it's a square, it is called a regular polygon, meaning all of its sides are the same. So you could say that the perimeter of a square is 4 times the length of the side. So it is 4 times 170 inches, which is 680 inches. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. All right? Number 5. We're going to find the perimeter of a triangle. This is just any old triangle. It is not a right triangle. But the perimeter is 16 feet plus 8 feet, whoops, plus 21 feet. I add those up and I get 45 feet. All right, we're going to do the same thing with this one, and no real surprises here. The perimeter is, I have 14 yards plus 17 yards plus 7.5 yards. I just have to be careful as I enter those in my calculator, and I get 38.5 yards is my perimeter. Number 7. It says find the perimeter of the equilateral triangle. Remind you of what an equilateral triangle is. It is a triangle where all 3 sides are the same length. So this triangle is 12 yards, 12 yards, and the given 12 yards. So I think you can probably already think about what the shortcut would be. The perimeter of this equilateral triangle is 3 of those 12 yards. It is 36 yards. You can, of course, just add 12 plus 12 plus 12. You'll still get 36. All right. Here is a regular polygon. Now, a regular polygon, no matter how many sides it has, all of its sides are the same. So this is a hexagon, and one of its sides is 7. That means all of its sides are 7 millimeters. So the shortcut would be that there are 6 of those 7 millimeter sides. So there are 42 millimeters in the perimeter. All right. Now, next one is what's called, I skipped it. All right, there it is, number 9. It is called a composite figure because it is composed of a couple of shapes. Nevertheless, perimeter continues to be the sum of the lengths of the sides. Now this time I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'm going to work myself all the way around until I get up to here. So the perimeter is, starting at the top, it is 8 yards plus 23 yards plus 23 yards. I've done this one, and this one, plus 15 yards, plus another 15 yards, plus a final 8 yards. Now, I typically do this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers because it's very easy to overlook one. Using my calculator, I add all of those numbers and I get 92 yards. All right, the next one is similar but has a little twist in it. I'm trying to move something, but it's not moving. All right, this shape, I don't know two of the sides. I don't know this vertical side. Let's see if I can move this now. No, okay. I don't know this vertical side, and I don't know this horizontal side. Now, the vertical side, I'm going to use color to try to make this clear. I am looking for this red side because I'm going to have to know all my numbers. Hopefully you could see that perhaps if you collapsed this, if you pushed it this way, that this piece and this piece would make up this piece. So from here down to here, this part's going to be a 5, and then bring this over, this piece is going to be an 8. That means that the total length of this side is 13 feet. All right, now I'm going to try to use blue to help me with the other one. I need now to get the length of this side. And if I look across from it, I see a 9 for this part and a 5 for this part. If I bring this 5 down and I bring this 9 down, that means that down here I have a length of 14 feet. Now, if I add all of the sides now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers to add. The perimeter is, switch back to black, 5 feet, I'm starting at the top, plus, come on down, 5 feet, plus 9 feet, plus 8 feet. All right, here, I've done 5, 5, 9, 8, plus 14 feet at the bottom, plus 13 feet on the left-hand side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. Add them up, and I get 54 feet. Okay, I apologize. I think maybe I was recording while I was doing that. I intended to not be recording. All right. I have a rectangular field is 2 times as long as it is wide. If the perimeter of the field is 240 yards, what are the field's dimensions? I'm about to use some algebra. Okay, so elementary algebra is a prerequisite, so I assume that you will know some algebra. All right, we have a rectangle, and it says the length is 2 times the width. Okay, the length is 2 times the width. So of those two, I don't know about the width. So I'm going to let x be the width. I'll put an X down there. The length is 2 times the width. So I'm going to let 2x be the length. It's 2 times as long as it is wide. So x and 2x. Put my 2x over here. It says the perimeter, P, is 240 yards. I'm supposed to figure out the width and the length. Well, let's just set up our statement about perimeter. If I add all the sides, it adds up to be the perimeter. So, 2x plus x plus 2x plus x equals 240 yards. Let's go back and reflect on that. If this length is 2x, then this length is 2x. If this width is x, this width is x, and the sum of all 4 sides has to equal the perimeter, which is 240. All right, in algebra, when you have a single variable, it has a coefficient of 1, so I'm adding 2, and 1 is 3, and 2 is 5, and 1 more is 6x, I just combined like terms, is 240. Divide by 6, and x is 40. We just found x, and x is the width. It is 40, and it is yards. All right. Now, the length is 2x. It's 2 times as long. So it is 2 times 40, which is 80 yards. So it's 80 yards. I know that these are in yards because the perimeter was in yards. So all of the sides have to be in yards. All right, let's look at another perimeter question. Oops. There we go. Says a certain field is a rectangle with a perimeter of 986 feet. The length is 161 feet more than the width. Find the width and the length. Once again, this is an algebra question. All right. The length is more than the width. The one that I don't know anything about is the width. So once again, I will call it x. Testing. Okay, I'm just hoping that audio is recording. All right, the length is 161 feet more than the width. So it is x plus 161. So if this one is x, this is x plus 161. I have 4 sides to add up. I have an x and an x plus 161 and an x and an x plus 161. I know that might seem strange. There's a side, there's a side, there's a side, there's a side. They add up to be the perimeter, which is 986 feet. Each of these has a coefficient of 1. That means I have 4x plus 161 plus 161 is 322. That's equal to 986. Subtract the 322. I end up with 4x is equal to 664. Divide by 4. X is equal to 166, and this will be measured in feet because the perimeter was in feet. What is that? That's the width. You have to add 161 to it to get the length. So X plus 161 is 166 plus 161, which gives us 372, and that will be your length. All right, I'm going to stop this video and check something, and I will continue on the next one.